me again. Let me refresh real quick just to make sure it's back online. Shit. Got that. It kicked out on me again. Alright, cool. We're back. And once again, guys, I sincerely apologize. My internet is just shit. And I just need to fix it already, but it is what it is. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is this. So I'm gonna do events. So basically, we're gonna have events showing, and then okay. So I'm sorry, guys. I'm fucking out of it right now. Okay, so now since we have events showing, let's just make sure that this part is working. And we'll just create a dummy select fight method. So we'll do select fight. And this will just be fight. And from here, we'll just do this dot state dot socket dot emit, and it's going to emit change event, and then it's gonna pass in whatever fight it is. And then we'll work with that data in a second. Let me just make sure OBS is still running. Okay, cool. All right, cool. So basically, we're telling the server, hey, change this. We don't want to be here anymore. And then I'll make the UI update accordingly. So we're gonna go here, and let's do. Socket.on. Then we'll do event or change events. Then we'll pass in our callback, which was an event. Then we'll console.log changing event to comma event. Or actually, nah, keep it simple. We'll do fight. Alright, so now let's refresh that server. Refresh this page. Now let's just see that we have a fight. And we have a fight. And it's going to change event to whatever that event was. Now we know that maybe there's a duplicate. There could potentially be a duplicate title, but we do know the one universal thing that we're going to have is that's going to be unique is going to be the unique ID of that chat room. So let's go to that. Okay. Now let's go to this .socket is going to go to a chat room now. Let's see, google.com, SocketIO, and what I need to do is I need to find how to change room. I did this at a Zubu before I left, but all right, cool. So yeah, so we'll treat each one like it's a chat room. And then basically it'll send users to that specific room. So let's do it. And then what I'm gonna want to do is I'm gonna want to do this. I need to go to my server. Try to open up all my server. I don't want to open up the UI. I want to open up this guy. Alright, so this guy, basically what I want to do is if I change events, I'm going to do socket.join. And then what I'm going to do is just go to that room. Join fight. Now anything that I do is only going to be available to me in that room. So basically, yeah, I'm just treating the fight like a chat room. And then instead of tossing in the whole thing, I'm just going to do the ID itself because we don't need all the information. We don't need all the data. And then once I do this, the room has changed. And then to test this, what I'm going to want to do then do socket.emit test, and then it's going to say only the users can see this. Oh wait, only the users in this room can see this. And those are my dogs in the back, and that's my wife yelling at them because sometimes they just will not shut up and they bark uncontrollably, and I don't get to sleep at night. But that's its own thing, folks. That is its own thing. All right. Let's just make sure this is still running. Yo, what up? Oh, let me take a break and say hi to everybody real quick. What up? How are you guys doing? Can you hear me better now? Let me grab my headset. Be right back. I'm gonna go grab my headset, guys, so that I'm gonna go grab my headset, but I will be right back. Just give me 1 sec. Alright guys, I am back. Let me put my microphone on. It'll help better. I've been dealing with technical difficulties all day, every day. Thank you, Joel. Appreciate it, man. I know you guys are here to learn some stuff about development, not to see me go all Buster Keaton. Alright. Can you guys hear me now? Hello? Hello? Test, test, test. Can you guys still hear me? Let me see. I just want to make sure. Let's see. Okay, cool. Just let me make sure that it's using my Turtle Beach headset and not the other one. Just a sec. I just need to go to System Preferences. Well, delayed is good because now I know I've got a little threshold. Test, test, test. Okay. Perfect. Let's get this party going. Cool, going back to code. I'll check on the chat room in 10 minutes. Cool, just letting the chat room know that I will be back in 5 minutes. And then what I want to do, I want to clear all this crap out. And I know that we're changing. But now what I need to do on mission control, just to make sure that we're receiving our messages properly, is prepare the socket. Is what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to set myself up for this test. And I'm going to say message console.log. I can hear the message, comma, message. Okay, so basically the way we have it set up now is that when we join a chat room, it's going to send back a message saying, hey, I can hear you, to that person. So essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up in 2 different browsers now, choosing 2 different events, and I'm going to make sure that we're only hearing it in the chat room that we are associated with. I hope that makes sense. It will in a second. Okay, so I'm going to open up my console. I can hear the message only users in this room can see. And that was on UFC 2010. And then basically, let's open up a Firefox. Nope, I will never use that piece of garbage as my default browser, but what I will do is I'll use it to test. Okay, cool. So now I want to do is tools, web developer, I think it's debugger. console. All right, console. I don't care. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna go into this first UFC one. And just make sure that this guy will not hear it. So let's just do this. And I'm just going to close it down a little bit to make sure that it's only going to receive it on that one message. So right now we chose this guy. Now I'm going to choose this guy. And it stayed at 5. Stayed at 5. When I change this, okay. So that part should be good. Actually, I want to admit to all other broadcasters. Nope, I missed a step, guys. My apologies. But this should work anyways, and we'll fix the repercussions later. Okay, so from now, what I want to do is I just want to create different functionality within the GUI now. So did mount? I do it in will mount, man. Oh, is it clear now? Is it better now? Okay, so basically I'll do it on, I used to do it on did mount, but will mount works perfectly fine. And the reason for that I want to use will mount is because I want all these events set up beforehand. It's saying it's not getting my voice. Let me just double check here. Okay, you should be getting it. Turn up your volume. Just letting these people know that it's that's happening. I put it in will mount. So basically, yeah. So let's look at what we're gonna need to do from the GUI, so to speak. From the GUI, what I'm gonna need to do is I'm gonna need to say what fight is next. I'm gonna have to go through the rounds of that fight. I'm gonna have to give users a minute to judge on that fight. Okay, perfect. So now let's just go through the various courses in the UI itself, and then we can always just adjust it accordingly. So we're gonna have to do things just a little bit different than we're normally used to. Okay, so basically we have to break it down in steps. Step 1, I need to create a fight. So we'll do selected fight undefined, right? Because we don't know what the selected fight this user is going to do. And when they do this, they're going to need to emit it. And we'll put it in did mount. Did mount, will mount, it's fine. So once it does mount, when a user selects a fight, they're going to need to admit that they're there. And then we'll need to do this dot selected. We'll have to do let or const selected fight, and I'm going to set that equal to fight. And then from here, what I'm going to want to do is instead of having to redo all that all over again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to instead. So it's going back to passing in the entire event, but we're only going to emit the fight ID. That way it'll change it to those specific chat rooms. And now for selected fight, what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to basically set the selected fight equal to the fight itself, and then we're going to need to do this dot state or this dot set state, and then we'll do selected fight is going to be the new fight that we chose. Okay. So now for our render state, what I'm going to do is if and I think you guys know where this is going. We'll wrap that there. Okay, great. We're going to do if this dot state dot selected fight, and we'll do a banger in the beginning. So basically, if it's not defined, our render function is going to run this mode right here. Else, if it is selected, then we're going to run this batch of functionality right here. And this we'll clean this up. So basically, what I'm going to need to do to make this fight like live, like basically give this fight a boolean that says, hey, it's here, or hey, this fight is happening right now, is we're going to need to add that functionality itself. So what we're going to do instead here is we're going to return basically now from this block of code, we're going to have to do if you know what? No. This is ugly. We'll wrap it in a couple of blocks of code. How many experience do you have in Node.js? 3 years. So yeah, I've been messing around with Node for about 3 years now. React about 6 months to a year. Okay. So else now we need that new state. So for the time being, let's just make sure that this is working. It didn't break on us. We'll do div. And then in here, we'll just do user has selected a fight. Let's just make sure that all this is running and we didn't break the internet. User has selected a fight. Cool. So now they're going into a chat room. We want this same user to go to the room. That's why we're not just sending them to a different state within the application itself. So now, okay, I'm a user. I'm going to a room. I've selected a fight. But what we haven't done is set a Boolean for them to see, hey, if this fight is live. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, just so it's easier to type, we'll say const fight equals this dot state dot selected fight. And then I'm going to want a state where it's like, look, if the fight has been selected and it's live, like if this fight is live, like people can see it, I want to show you all the controls. If not, I'm just going to show you a button that lets you go live, right? So we're just going to do fight.isLive, and we'll say is not live just for easier deployment for right now. We're gonna say, oh, and this is gonna be const control panel. We're gonna set this equal to, actually, let me turn this into a let. Okay, so we got let control panel. So if no fight is selected, I'm just gonna say control panel is equal to a div. And we'll put a button in here that says go live, because I don't think the UFC has an API that lets you know if an event is live and whatnot. So basically, you know, an admin is going to have to do this grunt work, and that's basically what we're building. So we'll do is live. And then what I want to do from here is I'm just going to do an H3, and then we'll do control panel 4, and I'm going to do fight dot event name. Or event title is what I think it is. Yep, gotta love WebStorm. Okay, and then from here, we can do control panel. And those are my dogs going at it again, folks. So I just want to make sure that this is working. And then from here, let's just, oh my goodness, guys, I'm so sorry about that. All right, we're gonna click on this. I know we have a button that doesn't do anything, but we have our control panel for UFC 210. I will be adding source code to GitHub. Sandhya has a good question. She's like, can I get this source code? And I'm saying yes, this will be 100% available once the finished product is complete, or I might just put it up tonight. So we have our control panel, but now let's give this on-click button the ability we're going to give this the capability of going to a new room. So we're basically, what I'm going to do is just do this dot go live, and that's going to be the name of the event. That's going to be the name of our function, and I'll add it up here. We're just going to say go live, and then all we're going to do is but all the data is available in selected event. So let's go back to our event, and then there's the save event function. I'm going to use that. And for now, I'm going to copy paste, but we're going to have a code cleanup video where we're just going to scrub through all the wrong stuff I'm doing here, because I need to be putting this into a reusable service. But for the sake of us getting this thing done in time, I just wanted to do it this way. So we'll just do selected fight equals fight. Oh yeah, you don't even need that. You don't need this up here. Anytime you can scrub out code, it's a beautiful thing. So from here, we're just going to do request equals selected fight. And then what I want to do is I just want to do request dot is live, and I'm going to set that equal to true. And then I'm going to do a post variable to that endpoint that we made to on our server. Basically, all it's going to do is it's just going to update that event in Mongo, and then once it's ready, I am going to do self.selected or self.setState, and we're just going to do selected fight, and we'll just set it equal to request. To whatever data we send out, it's going to stay the same at this point. We don't need to use the response, but we can console.log the response just for peace of mind for right now. Cool. So now that we have that down, basically, we're basically going live if the fight is not live already. And just to prove that this works, we'll just do an else clause here. And then in our else clause, we're just going to put control panel equals div and then we can do a button here, or for now we'll just put yay, you are live. So basically what this is doing is it's going from live to basically it's going from, hey, this is just another event, to, hey, it's live, it's rolling, we got to get this going. Now I'm going to refresh this guy. We'll go to UFC with the one with the 2 fights. We'll go live. Cannot read property state of null. Property state of null. Oh, so that's not a biggie. So all I need to do here is do this dot update, or this dot go live, and I am gonna set that equal to this dot go live dot find this, so that it recognizes this. Then we have a state. And then I just need to make sure that we're doing all this right. So, because I did copy pasta some code, that should be fine as far as I'm concerned. Refresh, go to this one. Let's go to network, let's go live. Yay, we are live, cool. Sweet, so yay, we're live, cool. So from this point on, we know that we can take an event from busy to live. And what this is going to do is this is going to mean when people go to our application and they click, or the UI for the user, and they click on this on the user side when we build it, that, okay, now you're in a chat room that is live, and we're going to treat it as such. Okay? So basically we have the selected fight, and then we're going to do current match is undefined, and then we're going to do past fights is an array. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to store all the past fights once they have happened into this array. And then what we're also going to need to do is do current round, which will be round 1, and initially. And then after round 1 happens, we're going to increment to round 2. And then once round 2 increments, we're going to go to round 3. And then we're going to need to set up how long the user is going to have to make these fights happen. And then we're also going to need to let that user choose a fight that's happening in the mix. So this is fun stuff, guys. This is really fun. How long is this going to take? I think that this project is going to be about 10 videos because there is server work and 2 different UI sites. Site 1 being admin, site 2 being UI. Just being honest, guys. Okay, cool. I got people in the chat room, so I just want to make sure that I'm helping them out. And also, guys, this isn't like my standard code along that I do. This is just me live, writing up code, answering questions live. It's kind of like we're all just hanging out together. And that's kind of how I want this thing to be. Let me turn this into part 4 while I'm at it. Okay, cool. Yeah, guys, this is just us hanging out, writing code on a Saturday night. It's very informal. Ask all the questions you want. Let's just have fun. Because this is a project I've wanted to build for a while, but I just haven't been able to find the time to do it. Okay, so now I'm going to get rid of create event. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of this. And I'm going to get rid of this. Okay, cool. So what we know is past fights are going to be like, okay, this fight is passed, right? So now what we need to do is we need to create an array of fights. So yeah, let's do a little constant variable here. And instead of fights, we'll just put this one as matches. And this is going to be fight.event fights is basically what it's going to be. And then or fight.event fights.map. And in there, we're going to need to pass in a callback function. And I'm going to call this one match and matches. And we'll do opening, closing curly braces. And each one is going to need to return a div. And each div is like we're accustomed to by this point. It's going to have a strong for our blue corner fighter. And this one is going to be versus match.red corner fighter. Now, the reason why I don't want to give people the mean like auto indexing at this point in time, like setting the orders of the fight, is because if anybody's ever watched a UFC card, they know everything changes. So sometimes fights that were scheduled to be on the undercard get moved to the main card. Sometimes cards on the main card just like fall off the face of the earth. So this is what we're going to need to give our user as of right now. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just prepping all the potential components that we are going to need. So basically, anytime we do this, we're going to need to create a key. And the key for this is going to be match._ID. And then from here, do is we'll just need to give the user a list of matches to use, and then if that list is set, then we'll give them options for the fight itself, and then once we're better accustomed, we'll give the user the ability to like show and hide this div. But for right now, let's just keep it really simple, right? So what I'm gonna want to do is I'm gonna give this guy an onClick method. This onClick method is going to basically fire off this dot select. We have select fight. We'll do select match, and it's going to pass in the current match that we're in. And what I'm going to want to do is to create a select match function. Then we're going to do if there is no current match, this.state.current match. Basically, if it's undefined, doesn't even exist, then I'm going to run this code. That way we don't run the risk of the user putting it out there that the current match just isn't happening yet. And then what we're going to need to do is we're going to need So I'm just setting the pieces right now. We're going to do some cleanup when the UI happens because there's a lot of potential shit that can happen. So let's say like a user gets to the site right as the fight is going down and things of that nature. Okay, well at least we're still good. I just want to make sure we're fine. Okay, so basically now we'll set if that's the case, we'll do let match equals match. Okay, so now if this doesn't happen, then all I'm going to do is I'm going to do this set state. We'll do current match. We're going to set that equal to match. Okay, so now that we have a current match, we'll be fine. All right. So then down here into this guy, what I'm going to want to do is if it's fine, then we'll just do matches. So basically we're going to set up all the current fights. We go here, we go to UFC 210, we go live. Now we see a list of current matches. Now we're going to set the actions of each fight. And then we're going to be doing some cool stuff, folks. So just a sec. Oh man, I think I bored them away. All right. So we have our control panel, which is dope. Now we need to do, we'll do I don't like control panel. It's alright, control panel. We'll do fight controls, I guess. I'll do if this dot state dot current match. So if there's no current match selected, it'll do one thing. If not, it'll do another. So basically, if there's no current match, all I want to do is just tell the user, hey, you gotta create one, man. So we'll just do div, and then from here, what I'll do is I'll just say, please select the next match when you are ready. And then we'll do this again. And then we'll manipulate that in a second. So let's just do, all right, these will be various options. Okay, so I'm not gonna focus on the fact that I lost my crowd because it's a little too depressing for me. But what I'm gonna do now is I'll refresh this. We're gonna go to our control panel. Oh wait, now let's go to control. We'll go to the UFC fight that we chose. I'll say go live. We are live. I'm gonna refresh this though. So here, I wonder why it's not working. Okay, we'll look at that in a minute. But we go live. Our network ran for the most part. Yeah, I mean our network ran. We'll be fine. Okay, so then from here I'm going to say that test versus testers is the first fight. Oh shit, what to do? So I had an on click select match. So let's go up to our select match function, see what I fucked up. If dot this dot state dot current match. Oh. This will fire. Okay, cool. So we'll do this will fire. Oh, duh, because we haven't put fight controls in there yet. Fight controls. But that is a little troubling that, let me see, so if I go to network, go to get events, okay, that's the second one. Fuck it. We'll get to that later, folks. I'm so sorry. Cool. I think I bored away the other two listeners. All right. Like I said, guys, this is hanging out with your friend Rick here. All right, so now this should work. So here, go live. Please select a match when you are ready. So now it'll work. This dot state return control panel for that. When you're ready, okay, so cool. So now we have a fight going on. So when I select a match, I'm also going to need to broadcast the fact that that match is happening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to, we'll do this dot set, this dot state dot socket dot emit, and I'm going to go to current match change, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass in the current match, and then we'll add the server side functionality next time, guys. But for now, I just want to get you guys onto something. So we just created a new event for our SocketIO. And let's clean that up to a better message. So we'll do, we'll say match change in camel case. Now we're going to do socket.on match change function match masters of the universe. Masters of the universe. Masters of the universe. It's Saturday, guys. I'm about to crack open a beer. Aww. Joe's leaving. Alright, later, Dojo. Alright, so now that I have a match change, I have it reflected into the server. And we already know it's going to work. So for now, I'll just do console.log. We're just going to do match has changed. Smiley face. Yep, so match has changed. So I'm just going to do this. So I'm going to do cancel. Okay. Node server. Match has changed. La la la. So I quit that one. Let's do this. I'm gonna go here, go live, and then once I click on test.testers, match has changed. And then we pass in the match, we know what it's gonna be. Okay, so now that the fight has started, let's start assigning some stuff to it. So let's think about this for a second. So each round in the UFC is 5 minutes long. But the admin has to set this manually, guys, because there's a lot of variables that can go down in a fight. So for instance, let's say that a referee just like a guy got low blowed or eye poked and they have to stop the fight. So basically it's going to be a stop and start round system from the admin itself. Which is good for the user, by the way. Okay. So let's see here. So what I want to do is I want to go to this guy, and in here what I want to do is I'm going to create a button. and it's going to be called you know what? I'm going to say this.state.round dot current match fighting, and it's a Boolean. And if that button, and it's just going to be a toggle function. So if it's happening, then I'm going to want that button to say stop if they are fighting, or I want it to return start if they're not fighting. So you can actually, what's cool about React is you can use those little ternary statements. All right, cool, ladies and gents. Just making sure I didn't drop any more frames. So now that we have that going for us, what I want to do next is I need to add that state variable, and then on click equals, I don't need that, I need to toss this in, and I'm just going to do this dot state, or actually this dot toggle round. Toggle round. Okay, cool. Alright, so I need to go up to my state function, and then we'll do current match fighting, and then that's going to be false at first. Alright, so we have that Boolean, and now we need to create a function called toggle round. And what's cool about this is I can clip out this first if statement, and that way we only see this code here. And then what I'm going to want to do is build our so I'm going to want to build, let's minimize this, and minimize this, and I'm going to minimize this, and okay, so basically we need to create our toggle round function. So I'm going to go toggle round, and since there's going to be certain context in each one, what I'll do is I'll just do if this dot state dot current round equals 1, and this dot what's it called, state dot current round or current match fighting equals false. So basically, if it's the first round and current match fighting equals false, because we know this is going to be the case, then what I'm going to want to do is do this dot set state current match fighting is going to be true. Cool. So that means like, hey, the round is going on. Else if okay, so basically now what I want to do is if this current match fighting equals false, this dot state dot current match fighting equals false. I know I could use the banger there, but I'm starting to get tired, guys. Let's see. They're back. Yo. Just setting up events in GUI for the admin section. Cool. And now we're basically toggling the round functionality. So else if this.state.currentMatchFighting equals false, then we need to do this.setState. Actually, we'll just do a let variable. Let new round equals new round equals this.state.currentRound plus equal 1. Then what we're going to do is now we're going to set state current match fighting is true, and then current round is going to be equal to new round. All right, cool. So if it's false, then we'll just do else. Else this dot set state, because we'll know at this point it has to be true. Current match fighting is going to be false. So this is how we're going to set the state of the round, guys. This is how we're going to set round by round for each of the fights. So let's just start with this functionality for right now. And I just want to do this dot toggle round equals this dot toggle round dot bind, and we're going to bind this to it, bind it to our constructor. And now we're going to toggle round, and so now we have fight controls, and then because now we have the fight controls, start, stop, round, and up here let's put in an H3 tag. We're gonna style all of this later, guys. Put in this div. You are currently on round. Round. This dot state dot current round. And they are. And then we'll basically just copy this guy, and we'll put that in there. And then we're just going to adjust the text accordingly. So basically, if they are currently fighting, we'll do like they are fighting, they are in there, they are getting ready for next round. Okay, cool. So let's just take it from where we have, and let's take this guy for a test drive. just a sec. So I'm going to go into this dude right here. Let's refresh. Boom, we're going live. And then from here, what we'll do testers first. It's like, okay, you are currently on round 1 and they're getting ready to fight, ready for next round. Now they're fighting, getting ready, fighting, getting ready, fighting, getting ready, fighting. Okay, cool. So what happened? Okay, because the round itself is not incrementing. Current round, let's see. Console.log, new fight, starting. We're doing a little bit of debugging here, guys. And now what I need to do is I'm going to do console.log. Oh, I see what happened there. Oh, because this guy is never moving up the chain, and this is never going to get called. So what I need to do is I need to increment, so I can get rid of all this and just keep it the if else. So basically, I don't need this. Oh shit. Yeah, you do. Okay. So here's the problem I'm trying to solve, guys. So basically, if it's the first round, okay, so if it's false, set it to true. If it's true, set it to false, but then increase the round. Okay, no, I can do that. So what I need to do is do a little let variable and do new round. I'm going to set that equal to this dot state dot current round plus plus to add it to the next one. And then from here, I need to do current round in our set state function, and I'm going to set it to new round. Okay, now we're going to stop and go. And then from here, let's go ahead, refresh. Boom, we're going live. All right, let's go to test versus testers. We're going to start the fight, stop the fight, stop, start, stop, start. Okay. So there's something that I'm doing wrong here. Let me open up the console. Maybe the console is giving us some stuff. Developer tools, console. Okay. Maybe I'm calling it wrong. Now, because current round is set, now I'm doing current round plus plus, so let's just do plus equal 1. And now let's just console.log new round. And let's see if this somehow magically does the trick. So I'm going to do testers, start. Okay, cool. So we're starting the fight, we're stopping the fight. Stopping the fight, starting the fight. Okay, so now I think you guys can see the problem here. The problem is, well, what if this fight is greater than, what if the current round is now greater than fight that we have, right? So that's going to be easy because the current fight is over. We need to give people a chance to judge it, to judge that final round. So what I need to do now is, damn it. This is going to be bad later, but we'll fix it now. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to check if Ibrahim asked a good question since we're all just hanging out here, I guess. He asks, so should I learn Angular 2 or switch to React? Right now, guys, here's my opinion. Angular 2 is pretending to be React, and also it is written in a way where you can't seamlessly port over your 1.0 projects. So I say, fuck Angular 2. Yeah, so basically, the way I feel about it, guys, is that if you're going to do 2.0, it should be taking what we already have and making it better, and figuring out ways for us to take the technology that exists, like all those 1.0 projects, and improve the underlying functionality as opposed to forcing people to learn this Angular 2.0, but then all your Angular 1 projects are just shit now, right? So, yeah. It's moving to WebSockets. Well, any platform can use WebSockets, dude. Like React can use, web workers. Okay, web workers. Okay, that's pretty cool. But I think that with React's DOM rendering capabilities, basically React is succeeding where Angular has failed, and Angular 2.0 is trying to be, it's basically just trying to be React. So instead of learning something that's trying to be something else, I'm just gonna learn React, man. But I mean, it's gonna flip and it's gonna switch, guys, because let's look at the dynamics of each language, right? So or just the high level overview bullcrap, right? So right now you have React, which is basically supported by Facebook, and then you have Angular, which is supported by Google, right? Both languages are going to be easy to run up the chain of command, because that's usually the first question anybody asks when you want to use a framework is, well, who supports it? So you have those two guys, right? So yeah, there's going to be Angular 2 jobs out there, and there's going to be React jobs out there, and I will likely do some Angular 2 work. However, for the time being, React is the stronger of the two, and from what I've seen, because so many people have had horror stories with Angular not being able to scale, not being able to render a lot of objects on the page without fucking burning through its memory, I think that React is the clear winner for right now until Angular 2 steps up to the plate and proves itself. Because it's already bad enough that all those Angular 1 apps are now going to have to be rewritten in either Angular 2 or React if you want to like keep them, up to snuff. So yeah, I'm gonna go with React for right now. I hope sorry, I hope that that answers your question. I'm gonna go back to coding now, but thank you guys for that little mini break. I'm gonna take a little sip of my water now. I hope you guys don't hate on me. Oh, and if you haven't done so already, please hit the like button on this video and hit the share button on this video. Thank you. If you guys aren't sharing this stream right now, I am hurt. And I only see one like clicked so far, so you guys better click that right now. I'm just kidding. Do what you want. I'm just enjoying your guys' company. Like I said, this is just me riffing. And then, so normally you get a full minute between rounds. So at the end of the fight, because you got promos and you got stuff like that. Yay! You guys did it! You guys love me! They hit the like button. That's so cool. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll set the state, because this is all admin controlled, right? Okay. So what I'm going to do here is if